craze for clicking weird selfies is fast becoming one of the biggest cyber menaces in these days of smartphones. This man from Nanning, southern China, has done the unthinkable. The man, who is identified with his nickname Qin, killed his girlfriend Lin with a handsaw following a huge verbal spat, and then clicked a selfie with her dead body, and even published them on a Chinese social networking site with a tagline, "Please forgive me for my selfish love." Soon, these images were shared by Qin's friends, and they went viral across the country, leading the police to trace Qin's whereabouts. The police recovered a huge sheet of tarpaulin, the handsaw, and 2 umbrellas at the crime spot. This incident witnessed a huge outcry among the Orthodox Chinese nationals, who have been demanding stringent punishment for such audacious criminals. Mohamed Lahouej Boulel plowed his truck through a Bastille Day celebration in the southern French city of Nice in July 2016. Before doing so, he took a series of selfies with the deadly vehicle. 84 people were killed, 10 were children in the attack, and another 202 people were injured as Lahouej Boulel drove a truck at top speed into crowds gathered to watch a fireworks display on the Promenade des Anglais seafront before he was shot dead. The newly discovered photos were apparently taken with his phone 2 days before he drove into the crowd. One shows him smiling in front of the truck in the company of another person. In the second selfie, the 31-year-old Tunisian flips off the camera while at the steering wheel alongside another unidentified person. On February 26, 2013, a dog walker found a human leg wrapped in a garbage bag inside a duffel bag in a pile of trash in the Bronx. Police searched the neighborhood and found body parts in 3 other areas. They soon discovered that they were from the body of 45-year-old Tanya Bird. Her 23-year-old son, Basid McLean, a troubled man with a criminal record, was arrested shortly after the murder. It's believed that McLean stabbed his mother in the neck. He then dissected the body using a jigsaw together with a friend. After removing the head, McLean took a smiling selfie while holding his mother's severed head. McLean was charged with the murder, and his friend was charged with dismembering the body. When asked if he was guilty, McLean said that he did nothing wrong. These disturbing Snapchat selfies were posted by a young mom just a few hours before she was found shot dead. In the pictures, Stephanie Hernandez, a 21-year-old mother of 2, is posing with her boyfriend Rafael Gonzalez, who is pointing a gun at her head. The photos were taken on the same evening police found her body in her ransacked home in North Little Rock, Arkansas. According to police, she had a single gunshot wound on the side of her head. Gonzalez, 20, has pleaded not guilty to the murder of his girlfriend and is currently awaiting trial. One of the selfies is captioned, "Strap Chat." Strap is slang for a pistol or handgun. According to the arrest affidavit, a friend claimed Gonzalez accidentally shot his girlfriend and that he routinely plays around with a pistol. Members of Mexican drug cartels are becoming increasingly visual online, posting violent footage of people decapitating victims with machetes and chainsaws, parading a collection of gold-plated weaponry, and all the while maintaining a sultry pout. Broly Banderas, a member of the Knights Templar gunmen in Michoacan, Mexico, is reported to have participated in the slaughter of at least 50 policemen in a bid to eradicate community policing. Residents also claim he was responsible for bringing down one of the federal police's army of helicopters. He is said to have described himself as an assassin. In one selfie, he is seen posing in front of a vehicle while a blindfolded man, believed to be a kidnapped road worker, sits in the back. The victim's body is seen in a later picture, dumped on the side of a road. This photo may look like a generic selfie of a man sharing a happy moment with his daughter, but sadly, this is the last picture taken of 22-year-old Merrick McCoy and his 19-month-old daughter, Mia McCoy Phanthavongsa. On the morning of November 18, 2013, Mia's mother, McCoy's ex-girlfriend, awoke to find McCoy standing over her with a gun in his hand in her Westminster, Colorado apartment. She had a restraining order against McCoy, and they got into a fight, which forced her out of the apartment. Once she was outside the apartment, McCoy locked her out. She called the police, who arrived on scene and tried to get into the apartment. Meanwhile, on Facebook, McCoy wrote about the difficulties with his relationship with Mia's mother and that he couldn't live without her. He took the selfie and posted it to Facebook. Shortly after the posting, McCoy shot his daughter and then turned the gun on himself. Mia was pronounced dead at the hospital, and McCoy died a week later. In July of 1982, the murder, mutilation, and dismemberment of 33-year-old Robert Bekowitz of Detroit is a bizarre case of well-documented necrophilia. The perpetrators, his own girlfriend and a friend she was cheating on him with, took photos of their activities while arranging the corpse in grotesque poses. After watching The Benny Hill Show on TV with his friends, gun snackbarist Robert Bekowitz was shot in the head and subsequently stabbed 84 times in his basement apartment in Woodbine, northwest Detroit, by his own friend, 37-year-old James Edward Glover. During the next 3 days following his murder, James Glover and Robert Bekowitz's girlfriend, 21-year-old Janine Clark, mutilated his body with a hacksaw and, while high on drugs, used it for sex. 3.5 days into the orgy, Janine Clark contacted the police and told them what happened to her boyfriend, maintaining that she was being held captive and was forced to participate by James Glover. The police found Bekowitz's body, which was cut into 14 pieces, wrapped in garbage bags, and hidden in various places around the house. James Edward Glover was charged with second-degree murder. Janine Clark was charged with mutilating Bekowitz's corpse. She was sentenced to the maximum term of 80 months to 10 years, while Glover was sentenced to 30 to 50 years in prison. Pennsylvania teen murderer Maxwell Marion Morton sent a Snapchat selfie of himself with the corpse to his victim's mother. The incriminating photo showed Morton and his 16-year-old victim, Ryan Mangan. The boys attended Jeannette High School in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Mangan was found dead by his mother after being shot in the face with a 9mm handgun, according to authorities. She also received text messages reading, "Told you I cleaned up the shells," and "Ryan was not the last one." The messages and the selfie led police to Morton, who then found a handgun in his home. He's been charged with first-degree homicide as an adult, as well as possession of a firearm by a minor. In 2014, a couple accused of murdering Memphis pastor Don Smith not only allegedly stole his car, they took selfies inside of the vehicle. Roger Reed Jr. and LaShonda Williams are seen smiling, smoking, and even kissing in photos. The pastor was shot to death the day after Halloween 2014. His body was found floating in a pond, and his wallet and car were missing. The couple was arrested a few days later in Greenville, Mississippi, after being pulled over in the stolen car. The couple is on trial as of this writing. Williams insists the whole incident centered around an arrangement for prostitution with the pastor. However, prosecutors believe the couple just wanted to steal the pastor's car. The 2010 Moscow metro bombings were suicide bombings carried out by two women during the morning rush hour of March 29, 2010, at two stations of the Moscow metro in Lubyanka and Park Kulturi. In this chilling photo, a young Russian woman poses happily and calmly in front of a pile of dead bodies. The bodies were dragged to the end of the train and are the victims of the 2010 Moscow metro bombing, where over 40 people were killed and over 100 injured.